everybody to the Cavalry.
Hey,
We have
good to
a
be
we have a
here.
substitute co-host for Andrew this week. It's the one and only Scott Penis
Oh,
Beehner.
oh, hey, oh,
That's
what
your
is that?
that's your new nickname.
Huh. Oh,
Nobody gets to pick their own nickname. So how's
that's
it going?
um, it was okay until just a few seconds ago. But,
Ah. This is great. You know what's different about this than when me and Andrew do it?
what?
Me and Andrew didn't just talk on the phone for 45 minutes right before we started recording.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Oh,
Uh,
folks. Scott is in Los Angeles and I am here in Madison, Wisconsin. So, just like normal, we are spanning across America. Pretty neat.
is it annoying seeing that I'm walking around? Like, am I too shaky with the camera?
You know what? Honestly, our listeners, I think they mostly do the audio.
Okay, okay,
So
great.
we're good, and your sound quality is much better than mine was when I was at the Taco Bell drive-through last week. So I think we're in okay shape.
Okay, great, great.
Just to give you a little background, I don't know if our listeners know, but Andrew is on a cruise ship. He's on a cruise ship doing entertainment stuff. And so you are filling in. How's your
I'm
week
feeling.
been, Scott? How's your week been?
Um, my week's fine. It's fine. It's fine. I'm it's I when you texted me to ask if I wanted to do this, and I missed your text, and then I got it, and then I got it in the morning or whatever, and I was like, oh my god, I would love to do that. And then after you said let's do this, I've been doing my usual thing where I'm just like kind of spiraling and being like, what am I going to talk about? This is going to be stupid. I'm going to sound, I got nothing. I just like get all idiotic and judgmental. And so I had the thought of like, I'm going to just try to talk to Johnny like we're just talking and not think about what people listening are doing. Because I feel like you do a good job of that. Like whenever I listen to podcasts, I'm always pretty impressed with how people don't sound concerned, like they don't sound like they're a politician
No,
at a microphone uncomfortable with themselves. They
yeah,
I love the best ones are the ones where they sound like they're just hanging out.
right. Yeah, like me and Andrew. I mean, as far as me and Andrew are concerned, our audience can just go fuck themselves. You know what I mean? Like, we don't give a shit what they think. It's not
Right.
about them. It's about us.
Yeah.
It's about me and Andrew. And this week we are opening up our circle, and we're letting it be about Scott too. So that's
Thank
pretty
you.
exciting.
I'm honored to be here.
Oh, you know what? We're honored to have you. I'm going to speak on behalf of Andrew.
Okay. All right.
All right. So, what do you have is there anything on your mind that you wanted to discuss and talk about?
Yeah. No. Yeah. Yeah. I
I was
had a I
I
had
was
a kind
hoping
of
the answer was yes.
a um yeah. This is something. Uh, do you have? I don't like that thing. You ever have that thing where this just happened to me today? But I had a thing happen today where I don't I. Sorry, I'm rambling. I'm gonna stop rambling. That's actually something I would like to talk to about later when we're
Okay.
talking about backup. Um,
Ooh, a little tease into the future.
yeah. But anyway, I had a thing today where I had a meeting to go to, and then after that, it was like at 2 o'clock. Okay, I had a 2 o'clock meeting, and then I had after that I had like a someone else asked me for a meeting right after that. So I said, Did you just send me a text? Sorry.
No, I didn't.
Sorry. All right. I'm a terrible podcast co-host. Here we go. All right. 2:00 meeting. And then someone says like, hey, can you, let's meet at 3. This, another person 3. So I said, okay, hey. So I wrote back and said, hey, I got a meeting at 2, but what I'll do with you is as soon as my 2:00 meeting's done, I'm going to jump in my car, open my laptop, and we'll do a Zoom meeting.
Okay.
And the person said, oh no, don't bother. Well, no, just we'll just get together when and then they sent me a thing and had it be an hour later. So go do my 2:00 meeting, and then I go to the place for the 4:00 meeting, and the person's not there. It was at 4:00 they just Zoomed me, or FaceTimed, they just video meetings me. And I was just like, I guess that's not that great of a story. Sorry. The point of my story is that like someone says like, oh no, don't bother. Don't go out of your way. And then in the end, like my plan would have been easier for me than their plan. Whew, boy. You and Andrew, you really are good at this because this is hard.
I don't know if I follow that story. So
like, okay, I'm gonna go to we're in different cities, but Los Angeles, okay? All right. I'm gonna meet somebody in the Valley. I'm gonna meet someone in Studio City at 2:00, okay?
Yeah.
I got that's on my schedule. And somebody else says, Scott, we gotta get together today at 3. Okay, in another part of town, right? In Woodland Hills.
I'm just picturing our listeners blowing their heads off right now.
I know. I don't even want to finish the story.
They're like, okay, all right. We heard the story, and then I go, wait, I don't follow, and then you start it over. That's when they're like, okay. Yep. Goodbye, everyone.
This episode should be called "Who Gives a Shit."
All right. Here, let me. This is a discussion point I have. This is a discussion point. This is not a topic. Pre-show banter. What is the point of gum?
What? Oh boy. Your game has gone down a notch too. That's very in keeping with the theme of tonight's episode of Who Gives a Shit.
Hey, who gives a shit? That's my line. Oh, Andrew, come back. Come home. We need you.
But gum, the point of gum is that it what do you mean? What's the point of gum? Like,
well, you don't eat. I mean, you don't swallow it. You just stick it in your mouth. Here's the thing. Like, this is why I said, because like when I was little, you get Bubblicious and you chew on it, and it's like, oh god, a bunch of strawberry juices in my mouth. But now you take a piece of gum, like adult gum, and you chew it, and it's nothing in 2 seconds. It's like, oh, there's a little bit of spearmint, and then it's gone, and people chew it for like an hour. And it's like, what's the point? Is it supposed to be like, is gum? Was it invented to be an exercise for your jaw, or what the hell's going on there?
Well, I think the main part is that have you already crossed the line into who gives a shit? On
yeah. Before I even finished my sentence, but go ahead. No, I
was going to say that I feel like I'm going to try to be in Andrew's state of mind. I feel like what Andrew would tell you right now is he would tell you the answer. And where I think the scientific answer to what you're saying is when you chew gum, when you're chewing anything, I think somewhere in your mouth, enzymes get released. Something gets released that like breaks down food and like, but some kind of like breath thing happens automatically. So like chewing gum, like even if it didn't have like make your breath better chemicals in it, it would do that by itself because chewing, I think our mouths are designed to when your mouth knows that, I think it's like a tooth related thing. Nah, maybe not. But anyway, yeah, when you're chewing, something in your mouth releases,
Flowers?
something. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah. something that makes your breath less crappy.
All right,
Like,
folks, this is a new segment. It's
I should have
called
just let that go. I
Science
should have just said I
Corner.
don't know. What?
That's
I
okay.
should have
No,
just said I
that's
don't
good.
know.
That's all right.
Because when oh, sorry. Okay,
I
you
didn't
go
know
ahead.
that. I didn't know that we had enzymes that release.
No, I know, but I don't even know if they're called enzymes. Like when you said the thing, I was like, oh, here we go. Here we go. All right, I can do this. And then once I started talking, I realized, hey, I don't know what I'm talking about. I would have sounded smarter if I just would have been like, I don't know.
You would have sounded smarter if you would have said, I don't know, who gives a shit? Why would you ask that dumb question?
Yeah.
We can talk about this. So you know my son, your godson, Duncan.
Duncan. Yep.
Let's see here.
Super baseball player.
Yeah. Super baseball player. Well, that's funny you say that because he is a great baseball player, and so is his sister Edie. Edie has won 2 trophies. She won the best, her team had the best season, so they got a trophy for the season winner, and then they won the tournament, so they got a trophy for having it. And Duncan's team, Duncan's great, and the kids are good, but just incidentally, every single game they've ever played, they got the shit just beat out of them. And as a discussion point, I just wanted to mention that it's hard. I'm getting sick of watching his team just get the shit kicked out of them game after game. It's like Duncan's team is a punching bag for these other teams and their parents, because they're like they're getting creamed and the parents are going nuts. At one time in the game, there was a close player, some kid hit the ball and they ran.
Wait, whose parents are going nuts?
The opposing teams, the parents of the players of the opposing
just
team.
Love to watch your son's team.
No,
son's team.
No, they love to watch their kid win, but they're winning against Duncan.
Okay, gotcha. I thought you were okay. All right, sorry. Yeah.
No, they don't come to our games to watch us fucking lose.
Got it.
Maniacs. But so someone hits, on Duncan's team, hits the ball, and they throw it to first, and the kid gets out, and the parents are like, "That's what I'm talking about."
Right.
Like, give me a break. These kids are what, 7? In second grade? Jesus. Suck your dick.
That's crazy.
It's just like, I find myself, most games I'm like, oh, this is fun, whatever, it's a fun game. The kids are in good spirits. Some of the kids kind of get bummed out and lose their mind like I used to at basketball, and then mom would get all embarrassed. But Duncan's fine. I mean, he mopes, but he looks at it. It's funny because he'll look at me and Aaron to see if we're watching him, and if he knows we're watching, then he'll like do a Charlie Brown back to the dugout like he's all mopey. But it's only if if we weren't watching, he'd be like, yeah, whatever, who gives a shit, and then he walks back and he hangs out with his friends.
Yeah.
But like,
he is so well adjusted.
But it's like frustrating for like, it's harder for me because I'm like, fuck those parents. Like,
right.
Like, come on. Cut us some slack here. These kids are getting the shit kicked out of them, game after game after game.
But the winning team's parents don't know that you guys lose every time, do they? So maybe they're. I bet the winning team's parents, that team isn't always winning, so they're probably like, oh, right. Can you believe it?
You can tell, especially the one team. So they had the regular season, and they got it was Duncan's last game of the regular season before the tournament starts.
Okay.
And they're playing against, I don't know, A1 Lawn Care or some stupid, all the team. That's why it's hilarious. All the teams
asshole company.
They're all named after the sponsor, So it's like, all right, Topsoil, Levity Topsoil, great game. But anyways, so they're playing against this team, CPA accountants or whatever, and they get just creamed, 25 to 4.
Okay.
And the season's over. Well, their game the next day was the first game of the tournament, and it's single game elimination, and they're playing that team. So they just got their asses handed to them again by the same team the next day and got eliminated right away.
It sucks. I'm sorry.
Very frustrating. Very frustrating.
How come this is the first I'm hearing of this? I feel like I didn't know this because you send me these videos of him doing something great, and I was under the impression he's always just.
Oh yeah, because
no,
Duncan's great. He does great. He gets he gets hits. They get hits, but they literally just never win. I mean, they never win. But these last games that made me bring this topic up is because they got the shit kicked out of them. Those games. And
2 in a row by the same team. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's rough.
That's frustrating.
Yeah, that sucks. But it's good. I think it's good. You know what? It's good to be where he's at this age.
Yeah. This is a good age for him to start losing a lot.
Yeah. Because you can only go up, and he can only go up. I mean, just chronologically, all he's got ahead of him is future. He's a brand new kid.
He's already better than I ever was at baseball.
Exactly.
Which is not saying much.
Yeah, exactly. And you're better than I was. I played soccer. I played soccer for 1st grade through 8th grade. 0 goal. Career total scoring 0. So the fact that
did any of us score? Did our sisters? I never scored. I was a fullback.
Oh, I didn't know that. Oh, then maybe you're as bad as I am.
I had my thumb up my ass the whole game. It's cool.
Our sister scored.
Yeah, no.
No, I didn't.
I never did that trip to Okoboji where they all go to Okoboji.
Don't get me. I'm going to start crying if you don't change the subject. Every year I didn't get invited to Okoboji.
Well, I
can't even hear the word
Okoboji. The only year I went,
pissed off. You went to Okoboji? You got invited to Okoboji?
No, I played for Pius. They were short players, so I played for Pius to go to Okoboji. I didn't know anyone on my team, but I got to go.
Wow. Oh, all right.
Yeah.
So you got to go, but you still didn't get the feeling of like,
play for
I'm
black
awesome.
and yellow instead of the Cardinals.
Huh.
I remember one of the trips I went to, we went to Okoboji. Dad said he would give me I don't know. He said he'd give me like a penny for every push-up, sit-up, or jump rope that I did. And I think I made like $30 that over the 2 days because I just didn't sleep. I just did sit-ups and push-ups and jumping jacks nonstop the whole time.
That's great. See, that's why you're better than me. I remember that. I remember that. I mean, I don't remember that, but I remember Dad telling me like, boy, that Johnny, he loves working out.
Dry.
But I remember him like before you went through puberty, you were into this. So he was like, boy, Johnny is like, I mean, that kid he's just bones and muscle. Like, when he gets like, he's just, I mean, not bones. Yeah, no, yeah. Bones.
I don't know if I ever had muscle. Did I ever have a lot of muscle?
Well, you got like bigger shoulders than me. I feel like you.
We should next time we're in the same.
Point.
Hey,
yeah, you were like skin and bones, but he was like, once he like develops, he's gonna explode. And I feel like you kind of did.
No. I was always.
No, all right. I was thinking of somebody else.
No, but when we're in Green Lake, we should compare penises. Thoughts?
Yeah.
I mean,
no thoughts.
What?
No thoughts. My whole head just emptied.
Oh well, I just meant just to see who's as fat or who's as longer. I'll send a spreadsheet. Need to see if Ben or Luke want to get in on it.
You want me to ask them?
What else is there besides like fat and long? We could see we could have like a hairy category.
I'm trying so hard not to think of what other people listening are thinking.
What?
You're making it very
see, then you're already losing.
Yeah, right. I've already lost the war.
If you're gonna have that attitude, why don't you just tell your story about the meetings again?
I'm sorry. So yeah, no, there's long, there's fat, there's
hairy,
hairy and veiny.
Now, do we want to get the balls involved, or is that?
I don't know.
Is that a separate?
Oh, you mean during the family reunion? I'm
yeah. For the contest.
No. Right. No. You know what? I don't think we should, because I don't want it to be, just in keeping with like what you described with Duncan. Like, I don't want the loser to be like, yeah, geez, I lost the dick contest, and then we moved on to the balls. I lost that too. So maybe we'll just do the one contest.
Yeah, that's a good. And we don't, we don't want everyone watching the contest to be like, "That's what I'm talking about,"
Well, oh, right, like the family. I was like,
Yeah,
who are you talking? Who's gonna
Larry,
do that?
and Phil and Pat Horty.
Huh. This is gonna be a weird reunion.
Well, I'm excited for it. Oh gosh, I am excited for it. It's gonna be fun. I'm excited for the first 2 days, and then we'll all get sick of each other and.
Yeah. Then we'll all get rubbed the wrong way by something someone says that we don't reveal. We'll just privately be. That's what I always do.
All right. Well, that was good pre-show banter.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh yeah.
What do you need backup on, my brother? How can I back you up?
Well, here's one. Now this isn't that desperate. I'll qualify it right now. You know what? I'm not going to apologize.
Yeah, no. What are those called when you say something before it?
Apologies. No. I don't know. Excuses.
No. What's that word? I don't know.
No shitting on your own shit.
Yes. No shitting on your own shit.
Okay. I don't like it. I like movies, as you know, as everyone alive does. But I realized lately, I don't really like to hear about the making of movies anymore, because anytime I hear about the making of the movie from people in it tends to make me like the movie less, or I disagree with something I'm hearing, and that also bothers me.
Oh, okay. What's an example of what?
Like I just heard. I was just listening to Mark Maron's podcasts, and he interviews Michael Mann, and they talk about the movie Heat.
Sure.
And I mean, they talk about his whole career, and it's the whole talk was very exciting and very interesting. But then they start talking about Heat, and they're talking about, Michael Mann is talking about Robert De Niro's character. And he tells this story about how this scene in Heat, where after Robert De Niro has accomplished everything he needed to, he got the money, he got away, he escaped from the cops, he's got his girl by his side in his car.
Careful, spoiler alert. We don't want
to. Okay. We don't want to ruin this 1995 movie.
Okay, go on.
But anyway, and so all he's got to do, he's in his car, he's gotten away, he's driving down the highway, and they go through this tunnel, and all he's got to do is do what he's doing, just stay in the car, keep driving, drive away, and he's golden. And there's this moment when somebody calls him during this scene to tell Robert De Niro, hey, here's where that guy that screwed you over is hiding. You probably don't care because you got away with it. So you're probably just going to leave town. But you asked me to find out, and so I found out. This is where that guy is.
Yeah.
And so Robert De Niro says, yeah, you're right. I've gotten away with it. I'm going to let it go. Thanks for calling. Goodbye. And then, he drives for 2 seconds, and you see it on his face. And then he you could see, he changes his mind, switches lanes on the freeway, takes the next exit, and oh, okay. He's gonna go do it. He can't let it go. Anyway, in the story, Michael, on the web thing, on the podcast, Michael Mann explains, he goes into this whole thing about how and the reason he does that is because he's completely discombobulated by the fact that he's in love with his girlfriend. And then he tells this story about how Robert De Niro, they kept having to reshoot that film, that scene 3 different times, because they would shoot it, then they'd look at it, and Robert De Niro and Michael Mann would both be like, yeah, we didn't get it. We got to go back and get that moment again. And then they did it a second time, and then a third time. Anyway, I found it frustrating to hear that, because I feel like, for me, but I feel like anyone watching the movie, no one watching the movie was like, oh, he's going to go get the guy that screwed him up because he's so discombobulated by the fact that he's happy for the first time in his life with his girlfriend. They're just he does it for the obvious reason of like, if he leaves town, this guy that screwed him over gets away with it, and he's just going to do that. Anyway, that's a long story, but that's one example. You want one more quick example, or do you not need more?
What about no? But here's the counterpoint. Like, what about an example of like a movie, like if they came out with like, oh, Tootsie, Tootsie's your favorite movie, and they come out with this is the 400-year anniversary, whatever the fuck anniversary it is, and they're like, this has behind the scenes, and you can like watch the making of this movie that you've loved. Maybe you've seen behind the scenes, I don't know, but like something you've never seen. That would be interesting and fun to watch, right?
No, because
you wouldn't want to see it.
No, I would be curious to see it, and I would watch it. I mean, but they have come out with that. I've seen that kind of stuff for Tootsie, and I think it did kind of make me like it less. And also on Tootsie is the same thing. Tootsie's a movie where Sidney Pollack and Dustin Hoffman, before Sidney Pollack died, are always talking about how the message of this movie is.
This is before or after he died.
This is before he died. But they would always talk about how the movie is about a guy that learns how to be, a guy that learns how to be a better man by being a woman. And I like that, like, and I every time I watch the movie, I'm like, that's not why the movie is a good movie. And he barely becomes a better man. Like it's about a guy that wants something so bad he's willing to do anything for it, and it's and it's ironic the steps he takes to get what he wants, because he dresses like a woman in order to stick to his high standards and not compromise. Like he's not willing to compromise, but he is willing to be a completely different person in the interest of not changing at all his standards. Anyway, but it's just another example of like, I don't think anyone, or maybe I'm wrong, but I don't think anyone likes that movie more because they heard, oh, that's what they were going for.
Right. Yeah. What about Vacation? Like Vacation, there's no behind the scenes. There's no extra footage of that. Would be a fun movie to see, like outtakes and alternate scenes in the making of, right?
Yeah, but I bet it would be disappointing. I mean, it's funner. I prefer wishing it existed to having it exist and seeing it.
Yeah, that's fair. Okay, all right. Well, I'll back you up based on that.
Because you know what it comes down to? It's about mystery. Like, it's about it takes away the mystery. But also how like no one famous gets to be mysterious anymore. If you do anything, you've got to do your artwork. Whatever your thing is. If you're a rock star or an actor or a director or anything, if you're successful, part of putting your thing out there. It used to be you just put it out there and everyone like loved it and then wondered what you thought of it and wondered what it would be like to meet you. Yeah. But now you got to put it out there and then you got to do a gazillion interviews and just babble nonstop about it like a salesman.
Yeah, like I'm thinking of the Avengers movies. It's like, oh boy, sit there and see the Q&A at Comic-Con. They're all teasing each other and talking about the costumes. And it's just like, there really is no mystery. I mean, I love those movies, but it's like the stuff that comes out like before it's even available for Blu-ray. You can go on YouTube and see all the bonus footage.
Yeah.
That sort of takeaway. I agree.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, so I will really quickly. Oh boy, here we go. Really quickly, I will tell you my topic.
Okay, great.
Those commercials for like tall people, like the extra long shirts, extra long dress shirts. Then they show guys like playing basketball in their suits. Then they're all frustrated because their shirts come untucked when they put their arms straight up in the air.
I guess. Okay, I can't. I don't know. Sure. All right, I'm with you.
Well, I think that's. here's the problem. I think I don't have any, but I'm assuming that's stupid because first of all, nobody puts their hands straight up in the air like they're a baby trying to get picked up. And also, when you're wiping your butt, I imagine I can only imagine that the extra long shirt sneaks down between your hand and your poopy butt crack when you're wiping your butt. So how often do they have to? I mean, maybe people don't return them, but I mean, how often do people throw them away because they accidentally wiped their shirt into their ass crack?
I
Hello?
I can't argue with you. Yeah, I mean, I'm just in awe. I'm just shocked. I'm just shocked at like there's no arguing with that. That is both ridiculous and you've made a perfect case.
Oh, thank you.
I've never even, and it's even like I vaguely know about what shirts you're talking about, but I've definitely not seen the commercial you're talking about. And
They should put that in the commercial. They should. That's what their competitors should do. Be like, are you sick and tired of getting duty all over the back lower part of your shirt? It's too long. And then they show a person with poop all over them, and they're like, oh, there's poop on my shirt. And
yeah,
yeah, you get it. You back me up.
what kind of what kind of shirt would those people be selling? Like some kind of like strange bikini shirt or like the midriff shirts where you like can
Yeah,
see
your
their
belly button shows.
yeah for the office, for those kinds of offices where you need a collar and a necktie that you want to feel fresh air around your
Yeah, you want to be like one of the bad guys in an old 80s movies that comes to the beach with his belly exposed.
yeah
And he's in
yeah
a Jeep and he's like, you're a nerd.
yeah yeah and nothing slows trying to be one of those guys down more than getting shit all over the back of your way too long shirt. So switch to the short kind.
That is right. Oh boy.
Well, I'm glad we got that cleared up.
Yeah, we do. Let's see, we got to be done in 6 minutes because I don't know.
In 6 minutes, we'll hit the 40-minute mark.
Yeah, it just flew by, didn't it?
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, that's what happens when you're just, spitting magic. I'm excited to hear. I'm excited to hear Andrew's thoughts on this episode.
Yeah, me too. Me too. I feel like I should start writing an apology letter right now. But
no, he's probably like, oh wow, I should go on more cruise ships.
I wonder if you get what kind of comment, like you listening to your show, it sounds like you guys get like a typical podcast's worth of comments each week, or do you get like one?
Well, I mean, us and Mark Maron, actually no, his I'm glad you brought him out. He's a sponsor of our show. I'm just checking to see if we have feedback because we tried these guys. Here we go. All right, I'm going to read this account, or I'm going to read this.
Okay.
It took them. This is from
episode?
Carrie Mahoney. I don't know which episode. It took them over a year to get their own Zoom account. The only way to contact them is through 5-star reviews, not 4 or below. They don't even look at those. That's correct. Thank you, Carrie. I guess they can't afford a Gmail account? Won't you please go over and join us other 8 listeners on the Patreon before Johnny can no longer afford his secret Taco Bell habit? Sarah Bareilles song. By the way, Aaron commented on you listened to that episode where I got Taco Bell during the Aaron comment. I shouldn't have made a post about it, but I made a post
last week.
Yeah. And Aaron saw the post and wrote busted. So She
That's
said,
fun.
"I need." Oh, here we go. Okay, so we have 3 minutes to back up Carrie Mahoney. I need backup on the fact that when you have a dentist appointment for your child at 1 o'clock, they should take you in the back no later than 1:08. I was there a few weeks ago and waited over an hour to get in. Once we did, they refused to see us because my child had COVID 1 month before and they wanted to wait a little longer. I went in yesterday at 1 p.m. and was not prepared to wait as long. After a reasonable wait, I went to the front desk to ask when we would be seen, and he told me they all went to lunch. Like a true
Wow.
Karen, I said, cancel my appointment. I'm never coming back. Your pal forever, Carrie Mahoney. Carrie, I don't know what to tell you. That sounds like you shouldn't have gone to the dentist the second time if you already got burned. Fool me once, shame on me. Fool me twice. Wait a minute. Nope. You know the saying. Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on Carrie Mahoney. But yes, I agree. That's ridiculous.
Can I comment?
Please, of course.
On
You're my
her comment?
co-host this week.
Well, Carrie, I would just say that first of all, I'm in total agreement that sucks. What a rude batch. But I also wanted to point out that the thing about dentists is, I find that aside from how rude this dentist's office is, if you feel they do good dental work, it can be a pain switching. Like sometimes I switched dentists once for something similar. Like I couldn't get in an appointment or something, and then I went to a new dentist, and he was like, "Oh, you got 3 cavities," and then our mom told me. Sometimes that's what new dentists do, or that's what a new dentist do to a new patient, because whereas your old dentist is probably keeping an eye on those teeth, and isn't going to do that till they absolutely have to. But a new dentist might be like, well, I don't know how long this one's been looking like it's ready to go, but we better fix it, right? Yeah, maybe that's
So what's our advice? Drop your dentist. Switch
What?
dentist, Carrie. Switch dentist, right?
Yeah, switch dentist. Who cares? Yeah, but I got it. Yeah, switch dentist because you don't need that shit. But just be cognizant. If you switch to a dentist, it's like, whoa, you got 7. You need a new crown and a bunch of root canals. Just be like, well, I may just switch dentists again.
Yeah. Play hardball. Be like,
play hardball.
Is that right?
But date around. Keep. It's like romance. You got to play the field a little bit. And
you got to jumble the balls. You got to
jumble the balls. Because if you don't marry the first one.
Oh no.
Just because what if this is the only one? Because I guarantee that that's not the only one in romance, and this dentist is not the only dentist.
Unless your dentist,
we can recommend a good dentist.
Yeah, Oakfield Family Dentistry.
Family Dentistry. Go there.
They have a nice staff, great staff.
Everything about them is good.
Yes, very good. Friendly. They have great relatives.
Damn straight.
That's right. Well, we have less. It doesn't even tell me a timer anymore. All right, we got less than a minute. Is there anything you want to plug?
Anything I want to plug?
All right.
Yeah. Call me for anything. Anyone. All
right, folks. Thank you. Leave a 5-star review, and we'll mention you, and we'll back you up just like we did.
What about you? You want to plug anything? No, I'm sorry. Go. Yeah. 5. Sorry. All right. Should have interrupted. Great show, everybody.
I'm gonna plug my ass. Okay, this is really coming off the rails at the end. Thank you, everybody, for listening to
The Cavalry!